Not with me now, Morgan Williams. Morgan, the big day has finally arrived. You signed your first professional contract with AFC Wimbledon. Just how much does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, you can't quite put it into words. I mean, being at the club since I was so young and progressing all the way through into my 13th season this year, it's been something that, only dreams are made of, to come to this far and just see the reward with the professional contract and being able to dedicate more time to this club is something I couldn't have quite imagined when I was just 5 years old, starting out on my Wimbledon journey. So it's been a whirlwind, but it's been it's so good to get this far.
Just for any young player who's watching in, just give us an idea of the kind of sacrifices you have to make to dedicate yourself to get to this stage.
Yeah, I mean, it's so tough. It's football's one of the hardest careers to succeed in. It's so demanding. It's so tough to compete against so many players, from so many different backgrounds in so many different positions. It's tough, but to get this far, it's come with so much hard work. You experience setback, how I've managed to bounce back from it, but also working off the positive feelings and the elation that you feel that football brings. That nothing can quite bring the same feeling you get scoring a winning goal or whatever it might be. So I think those moments are what you have to grasp onto, and obviously you have to sacrifice time. You have to sacrifice so many things to get to the point where I've managed to get to, because without the hard work, then nothing comes in this world. So so it's been tough, but there's obviously nothing I'd regret, because days like this are what makes it so memorable and make it so worth it.
Absolutely. So of course, I mean, you've got this far here so far, but I mean, that's not the end of it. Of course, you've got to kick on now. What have the coaching and the management staff said they want from you next?
Yeah, so obviously it was brilliant for me to make my debut at the end of last season. So obviously that's a big high to come into pre-season on. Having spoken to some of the coaches, just to come in and to show why I can prove and what I can do to fight for my place in the team, and to come back into pre-season to be strong, to be fit, to be raring to go, and and see that there is definitely an opportunity, there's definitely a pathway, and if I can continue to play and continue to perform how I've done last season, how I've progressed, and how I've done out on loan with the two loans I've been out on, then the opportunity's there, and to link up with the squad and to do everything I can to show that I can play, and I can show that age doesn't matter, and I can do everything I can to fight and be a part of the team.
I've seen how tenacious you are in the past. What's the situation now in terms of you've got to kind of trust the process, you've got to sort of listen to what they say? I know you're keen, you want to push on.
Yeah, I think, having been on the two loans I've been on, especially with Eastbourne, at the good level that was, I think that's obviously put me in good stead to be in and around the first team environment, to learn more about the senior level of the game. And I think it's obviously so important to trust the coaches, the players, because they know what's best. They make the decisions, but as a young player coming through, I want to be able to prove what I can do, and they're there to support it 100%. So it's a good relationship that everyone has. Obviously, I've got such a good feel for the club, having been here for so long and worked with so many people who are still in and around the club. So all the conversations we have, all the opportunities I can get is something that we can work on, and I feel can be very well deserved. So yeah, it's just about trusting the process, trusting the opportunities, and knowing that when I work hard enough and I can do what I can, then the reward will come, hopefully. Yeah.
We've seen, as you said, of course, as well, you've had successful loan spells at Corinthian Casuals, Eastbourne Borough, last season's crop as well. I mean, they went out on loan too. Would that be perhaps something that would figure in the plan in the future going forward?
I haven't had any conversations about a loan. I think towards the end of last season, being at Eastbourne was something that, like I mentioned, was so good for me. The difference is that 18s football to Eastbourne then brings. And I think at the end of the day, coming into pre-season, I think I've shown that I can play, I can do what I can do at that men's level, and it's something that hasn't fazed me, and it's something that's just brought out more excitement and more drive for me to continue doing. And I think if I've shown I can do it there, then there's no reason I can't come into the season now and show I can do it within our own first team. But conversations are still yet to be had. It's still early days, but we'll see what it brings. I'm just feeling very, very positive, of course. But yeah, we'll see.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen, of course, what you can do at academy level. Remember the great FA Youth Cup nights we've had here as well. But for those who perhaps haven't seen your game, just give us a little bit more indication of your strong points.
Yeah, I think I'm a very creative, tenacious midfielder. I think a great passing range, short, long. Creating opportunities from deep. Also, getting myself high, getting in and around the box. Having the finesse, the creativity to score goals, to find those key passes. To split a back four open or to split a midfield. So, both involvement in and around the box. Producing goals and assists. Last year, like you said, in academy football, I think I scored 23 goals and had 16 assists. So I've obviously got a lot of goal involvement, and continued to do so when I went out on loan, which was good, which was positive for me. But then also, out of possession, bringing lots of energy, bringing a positive attitude to knowing what I need to do, without the ball, and working everything I can to regain the ball for my team, and then I think being able to do both sides of the game like that is something so important. I think you need to be able to have the time and the creativity on the ball, which is something I know I can do, but then also not switching off and knowing that you're going to get more chances if you work hard and you get it back. So I think it's something that I bring both, the tenacious side out of possession, but also, the creativity and the style in possession. So yeah.
It is a big day, it's a special day. The whole family are down here. We've spoken in the past about how you discovered sort of playing in Wimbledon Park. How good is it and how important is it to have them here today on this special day for you signing this deal?
Yeah, it's amazing. Obviously, my parents have trekked all across the country over the last 12, 13 years, so it's obviously very special that they can be here today. All the time and effort they dedicate, even from the age of 9, 10, 11, when you've got no idea what the future holds. So the fact that they've been able to be there for me when it's been tough, but also be able to celebrate the successes that I've had with them, is something that I feel so lucky to have the family I do. Obviously having two brothers who are both also very sporty is something that's helped me. All the practice I can do with them in the garden and stuff like that. So yeah, it's obviously amazing that they can be here today, and it's a reward for them just as much as it is for me to see. I'm sure, not seeing me signing my first professional contract must hopefully bring a smile to their face. So yeah, but no, it's really good that they can be here.
Absolutely, and of course there could be another one on the way from the Williams family coming through the academy.
Yeah, Dylan's in the under 13, so he's still young. He's still playing all the different sports that he plays as a young man, but he's watched his two older brothers play a lot of football, and it's obviously something that's inspired him to get into it. So he's been here since the start, just like me. So we'll have to see. Yeah. But yeah, so I was down here the other day watching them play Ipswich, which was good fun to see how the younger ones are getting on. But yeah, it was good.
Who would you say who's really sort of helped you get to this stage now to earn this deal?
Yeah, there's always loads of people that help behind the scenes, but help in the background and help support me, as well as also so many others. But I think obviously family, the main one. The parents, the effort they've put in. My brothers being there for me all the time. I think there's been obviously all the coaches in the Wimbledon environment, like James, Oliver, Pearce, Rob, all the boys that I've worked with throughout my time, and how I've progressed recently under them. But then also people outside of school. My school coach, for example, he was always very flexible with me. With Wimbledon, with what I needed to do. So people like that you might not immediately think of come to mind, but everyone who plays a small part in working towards a much bigger journey for me. But yeah, obviously family and coaches, the main people. But yeah, it's always good to have such a wide network of people that can be there to support you. Family, friends, coaches, even staff at school, people like that have all understood what I need best and what I need to do to keep progressing as a football player, and how we can help balance everything. So yeah, it's good that everyone's been so supportive along the way.
It's fantastic to hear. And of course, we're already gearing up for pre-season. Management are busy bringing in new signings. We've been very active so far already. I guess you're really keen to learn from new signings and from experienced players as well now, yeah?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, obviously, the younger boys in the squad. It's obviously good to have the older boys who you can look up to and almost work well with. They can bring the experience, you can bring the energy, and hopefully then the football will come together. But it's good to understand the different parts of the game that I obviously wouldn't have been able to experience yet. Different situations, different experiences that they may have faced that I'm sure I'm going to face one day. So being able to use all their information, all their knowledge, to get to where they've got to is obviously something that's worked for them, and hopefully I can take tips off the boys coming in, off the boys who I've already had good conversations with and have trained and been in like match day squads with. So it's good to come into an environment which I'm already quite comfortable in, and can continue to use the information and the experience of those older boys as well as the boys who are also coming through at the minute. So yeah.
Just finally, Morgs, as well, I mean, of course, fixtures are going to be out soon. League 2 next season, the likes of Newport County, Wrexham coming up into it as well. I suppose you'll be keeping an eye out for them.
Yeah, obviously. I played up at Wrexham with Wales in the 19s qualifiers, so it was it's nice to see Welsh clubs doing well. But yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to play against Wrexham and put some past them for sure. But yeah, obviously very excited to see the match lists come out and see it's just that's almost when it becomes a reality, and you see that I'm here, this is what it's like, and this is what I want to be playing in, and this is what I want to aim for. So whether it's Wrexham or Newport or all the other clubs that I've been playing at and playing against from a young age, to then see it at the first team level and think this is what I've worked for, and now this is what I want to show I can do. So I'm very excited to see what comes out and how I can aim to be getting into them, especially Wrexham. That would be a fun one. But yeah.
Good stuff, Morgan. Congratulations. A lot of hard work's paid off there.
Wonderful. Yeah, no, it has. But it's all worth it, isn't it? It's all worth it at the end of the day when it gets to this point. So yeah, these are the days that you don't forget. So yeah, thank you very much.